Hi, welcome to the Whiska Chicks podcast. My name is Amy.
And I'm Amy's sister, Suzie.
We are going to be talking to you about Whiska Chicks. You may ask yourself, what in the world is a Whiska Chick? Well, it's a term our Nana, our grandmother, used to describe anything and everything, like a doodad or a thingamajig.
For our purposes today, Amy and I have framed Whiska Chicks as those random moments in life that accumulate over time that compel us to grow, learn, and evolve. Whether it's good, bad, ugly, funny, or sad, with each Whiska Chick comes a lesson, an aha moment, a lotus blooming from the mud and muck, resulting in wisdom and healing.
Whiska Chicks have brought us both to a place in our lives where we love ourselves and speak our truths. The last thing Nana said to me before she passed on was, "Be true to yourself, little A." That was the nickname she had for me. The angel spoke straight through her in that moment, and I knew I had quite a journey ahead of me. It was that Whiska Chick, the last Whiska Chick she delivered, that set me off on an incredible growth journey. She is the force behind this creative endeavor. We dedicate every Whiska Chick to her. We're grateful you're here.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Whiska Chicks. I'm Suzie.
And I'm Amy.
And we're here to talk about yet another riveting topic today. This one's a good one. This one is one that was inspired by that rat with wings, that popular bird that knows how to steal food and that will be here after the apocalypse, the seagull. You might be asking, what the hell inspired you about a seagull? Well, so we grew up in Southern California, beach, boat kids, all that, although seagulls are everywhere. But, seagulls make all kinds of sounds, and they can be rather annoying. And I know we could run the gamut of seagull sounds. But there is a seagull sound in particular where the seagull literally goes, "Hap, hap, 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 hap." Right? Did I nail that?
You did.
Anyway, we call those Hap Haps. And, we've been sitting at the beach before somewhere where there's a seagull and you just hear this hap, 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 and you're like, shut up. So this is yet something that you're going to be able to use as a tool to infuse humor into your life when maybe someone is, we'll just say, happing your ears off. But
you can do the seagull call and they'll have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, you'd be like, stop happing. But anyway, so happing is, for us, is just people that shouldn't be talking.
They're people that we all know somebody who just loves to show up and kind of throw up all over you with words.
Show up and throw up.
Show up and throw up. I know I said that earlier. That's actually a sales thing. Like I do work in sales. I'm a clinical person, but I work in sales. And the last thing you want to do to someone is show up and throw up, meaning like you stand there in front of them and you give them everything you've got in like 30 seconds and their head just starts to spin like The Exorcist. And you're like, okay, that didn't go well. So you want to keep the conversation more pertinent to them, where they're coming from. You want to listen, let them talk, that type of thing. But the hap, 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 that is that kind of show up and throw up. Someone who's just kind of like talking your ear off and you're just going, oh dear, I just don't have the bandwidth for this right now.
Or just stop talking.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be, I work in customer service. Amy works in sales. I mean, we all interact with people in our lives where sometimes we just want people to stop talking.
Yeah.
What they're saying is, it doesn't make any sense. It's bothering you. It's stuff you're not even going to remember. It's just like, it could be complaining or just the yammering going on, and it's just happity, hap, 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 hap.
I guess you could kind of you could compare it to the Charlie Brown teacher. Wah, wah, wah,
Yeah.
wah, 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 wah. You know, where the kids are sitting in school and that's really what they're hearing. They're not even
Yeah.
hearing the teacher speak because they're just tuned out. So that's kind of the Charlie Brown hap hap is that teacher. Wah, 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 I guess. For those of you old enough to remember Charlie Brown cartoons.
If people don't know Charlie Brown cartoons, I don't think I'd want them listening to our podcast.
Now, don't discriminate.
I think they should just stop now and go look up Charlie Brown. No, so the seagull itself is quite an amazing bird. I mean, I'm sure you've all seen reels and stuff on social media of what seagulls are capable of, especially in terms of stealing food. I've even had a seagull shit in the palm of my hand when I was walking. It was sitting up.
Let's see, spiritually, what is that a sign for?
I don't know. So side note about me, I worked at SeaWorld for almost 3 years out of high school. I was in a brass and percussion group that basically we walked around the park and got paid to entertain people. And we were walking across the park to a drum cadence, and we kind of like got down when we were walking, and I was swinging my arm like back and forth while I was walking, and we were walking along this fenced area where they were doing construction, and I didn't even, so this seagull had to time its poop in my hand to like the second, because my hand swung back, and when my hand swung forward, my whole entire palm was filled with hot
vanilla ice cream
seagull shit. And I walked all the way across the park, and by the time I got to the park, it was dripping through my fingers. It was bad. But anyway, I've seen people, carrying plates of food getting dive bombed by a seagull. I've seen a seagull carry off a whole pizza. Amy and I are guilty of sitting on the beach together, feeding Doritos to seagulls and watching the three corners in their throat and watching them swallow. And, they're a very residual creature.
Those were during our rebellious days.
Yes, we didn't know any better. We were not evolved. Amy was smart enough to move with the sun like a sundial, and it annoyed the shit out of me because we'd have to
laying on the beach sun tanning. Yeah,
we'd have to move the towels every like 15 minutes. But anyway, but we would sit there and watch people have like a whole like picnic of KFC on their beach towels, and they would just leave it there and go in the water. I'm like, oh, that's so stupid. You did not just do that. And then the seagulls come over and they're just enjoying all the KFC, and that's weird to see a seagull eating
cannibals.
Chicken. Yeah, it's weird to see a seagull eating chicken. But, really, seagulls do whatever the hell they want. They do. And not only that, they have.
Yep. So the bottom line is boundaries. Right? I mean, seagulls have no boundaries. They just do whatever they want. They're aggressive. They're predatory. They're quite amazing, actually. So, hap hap hap.
They literally are looking out for number one, and it's not you.
Exactly. So, our humorous use of the hap 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 hap, kind of in a nutshell, encompasses. Maybe you're interacting with someone that doesn't have boundaries, that is sapping you of your energy, that's not maybe asking you first. Hey, can I talk to you? I have something I'd like to talk about or get off my chest, and I need a good ear. That would be respectful of your boundaries and your energy, for that matter. So someone who is hap 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 happing is someone that is not honoring communication boundaries, energy boundaries.
Here, as you're talking, I just like something just laid into my head, and what, like, spiritually, what do seagulls mean? What do they symbolize? And so here I've got something that says, the seagull changes its meaning from freedom and carefree security to destruction at the hands of a loved one. It symbolizes freedom at first and then dependence. It also serves as a foreshadowing device. Device? That's really weird.
What?
seagulls remind us to view life from different perspectives, solve problems by looking at them from different angles, and that we have the ability to rise or fly above our circumstances.
Yeah, but at whose expense? I
At
mean,
the expense of your lunch.
exactly.
I mean, what? That's freedom, right? I'm just gonna shit on this person right here. Just wash your car. I got you. You know, like.
So I did a short stint at SeaWorld too. I was actually friends with the characters. That's what Disney tells you to say, but like I was a costume character. Anyway, as a part of that, we also did pedicabbing. And I remember one night I was pedicabbing around the park and I sat down to take a break. I got off the pedicab and I sat on a wall and I was underneath some trees, some really tall trees. And all of a sudden, a quarter of a chicken or like a half a chicken, barbecue chicken, hit me on the head. And I was like, it went like splat. And I got like barbecue sauce all over me. I'm like, what the heck? Some seagull had robbed someone of their meal at the barbecue place not far from where I was and took it up into the tree and lost control of it. And it dropped on my head. I was like, oh my God. But seagulls just,
They have no shame.
they have no shame and they're totally out for themselves.
You can learn a lot from a seagull because of that. But, it's just Amy and I might give you terms that we use as coping tools. I don't know how else to say that.
A coping mechanism, something to inject humor into something that might otherwise make you get an ulcer. I don't know.
Because, I mean, I promise you, if you incorporate in your daily life, if someone is just like, la, 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 and you're like, hap, 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 you're happing, hap, 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 hap. I promise you, see, as Amy's laughing now, it's funny. And we all have people we encounter in our daily life. I hope it's not your daily life, but it probably is, where there's just happing going on. People tend to over-explain and overthink everything, and it's just, speak your truth.
Fretting.
Yeah, speak your truth and be done with it. Don't hap in my ear about it.
Either that or ask permission to hap.
Yeah.
If you really need to get something off your chest, it's just nice to, rather than showing up and throwing up, say, hey Suzie, I really need to talk to someone about this. I'm stressed out. Da, 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 da. Is it okay? Are you in a place where you can listen? And then Suzie has the right to say, you know what? I'm not kind of drained. Can we talk tomorrow? Would that be okay? Rather than just assuming
right now.
Rather than just making it all about you and just assuming that person is in a place where they can handle your onslaught of words,
Yeah. So in a sense, we could say that happing is complaining or ranting or venting about something.
Exactly.
And perhaps, you're not in a healthy... Well, first of all, like, I am really trying to become someone that doesn't hap like I used to.
Yeah, me too.
Because complaining is easy. Venting is easy. Like, talking about things that, there is a degree of, you're putting it out there into the universe, but you have to stop and think, like, is the happing really helping me? Is it hap or help?
It's making alliterative out of it.
Well, I mean, it's something that I saw a bunch of seagulls today, which is, the weather. I live in Vancouver, Washington. And it's raining a lot here, and I was driving somewhere and I just saw, like, not to reference the band, but I saw literally a flock of seagulls. And the only time you see seagulls like that in this area is when the weather's really bad, because they're like, oh honey, we're not staying at the coast, and they like come inland to hap here, like better food sources, inland. So, and that's quite a journey. It's like a 2-hour drive. So, but they do what's best for them, and they're looking out for number one. And I think that there's a lot to be learned from a seagull. But in terms of just happing and happing and happing about your life, I mean, be a little more productive with it,
Yeah.
When stuff happens to you.
So I just had a great idea for Whiskey Chick homework.
Oh, lay it on us.
I don't know. Are you done talking?
Why am I happing?
No. I love what you said. Are you helping or happing? So
Yeah.
the
Help or
homework
hap.
is, next time you feel like you're in a place where you're just going to unload on the next person you see, ask yourself, am I helping or am I happing?
And at
That's
the very
the
least, you'll make yourself laugh.
Exactly.
But yeah,
And
help or hap. To help or to hap?
that is the question.
What's the haps, yo? I know, I could just go on and on, but we're not going to go on and on. Amy's assigned the homework. That means we're done. We're done. No, because, truthfully, this is just a short subject that we touch upon, but it is a coping tool that you can use in your life to help you in social situations. If not in your head, then you can humiliate yourself by just turning to the person that's yamming your ear and going, hap, 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 hap. And, they're either going to laugh or think you're nuts, or either way, it's a good outcome for you. So speak your truth and hap it. Hap, hap, hap. Don't hap. Happier than a seagull with a French fry. That's how they live. I know. I'm going to shut up now. All right. Anyway, yes, to help or to hap? That is the question. That is your homework. And, now you're going to think about it. And I promise you're never going to look at a seagull the same ever again.
And don't feed it Doritos, because that's just or Alka-Seltzer.
Or
that's
Alka-Seltzer,
right.
Yeah. They'll blow up. Yeah. But if they take your food, that's your fault. I'm just saying. If you're not protecting it or leaving it out, yeah, you helped out the hap. The hap, hap, hap. Anyway, we will end it here this time. And although Nana never happed. We never happed with Nana.
No. Yeah. Nana did not. Yeah. She was a good listener. Nana was a good listener. She wasn't a happer.
Still is.
She was a listener. I know, right?
She's always with us. Anyway, we will end it there, and I want to thank you for joining us today, and we're always so grateful that you're giving us a listen. And we know what old Nana would say.
Be true to yourself.